Okay, greetings, candle friends. Kai Waza with you, and it's October the 1st. So, right away, it means that it's time for me to do my candle empties for the month of September. These are what the candles that I burnt just this past month. And I'm not wasting any time. I'm just going to do it the first of the month, do it live. I'm kind of liking doing these live things and leaving them up. So, there's no editing, no second takes. It's Kaiwaza raw, whatever. I don't know. Anyway, my theme this month, since people seem to be doing themes, was fresh into fall in September. So because I live in Waikiki, we don't really have, fall and all of that. Just going from more summery kind of scents into somewhat more fall-like scents. I do love pumpkin and all of that, but I don't want to really do it until October. So I just kind of am easing into a little more fall-like scents. So we start out kind of fresh, we end up kind of fall. So let me show you what I burnt this month. Bath & Body Works up first. This label is stuck in here. I did, what's it called? Pink Sands and Petals. And it's this right here in this ribbed glass, which is really pretty glass. 3-wick candle. This says jasmine petals, orange blossom, soft white musk, and banana flower. I mean, that's a very just, flowery description. It's sort of basically like a white tropical flower scent, jasmine. You get that, and then that's just kind of it. Banana flowers, I don't know, orange blossom, maybe a little musk. But it's just kind of a floral, slightly musk scent. Not super strong, which was nice. I mean, like, the throw was good, but the scent wasn't overpowering. Sometimes some of these floral candles, like the scent can be like too much, and this was not too much. It's nice, and it's very pretty burning in this glass. And I didn't have any performance problems with this candle. It was fine, no problem. Then I have a colonial candle in the scent Lemongrass and Cilantro. This was one of their smaller jars, 8 ounces. I got this one at Ross, only $4.99. What a deal. Really a nice one. I did really like this. I don't know, I have seem to like a lot of colonial candles. Pardon me if I drink my water occasionally. And this one is just basically that it is like a lemongrass and cilantro. I mean, that's very much what it smells like, and it's sort of aquatic, kind of like a fresh, watery scent into that as well. This one burned. You can see how cleanly it burned. No issues at all. Beautiful, clean burn. Small candle, so it's not like a huge throw, but it was, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd say maybe like a 4. It did well in the bathroom, which is a smaller room than in the main room here. But this was nice, cilantro and lemongrass. Okay, we have up next from the White Barn collection. This one is Copper Coconut. I was very curious to try this one. It is in the wood grain, the false wood grain, which look to me kind of cheap and not so great when you're looking at them like this in the daylight, but at night when you're burning them and the light is shining through, they're very nice looking candles. This one is supposed to be raw coconut, salted seashells, sea salted shells, soft amber. Who would salt their seashells? Like, I don't quite understand that. Yeah, I mean, it's a poetic description, but it is basically sort of like a mildly coconut scent with some salt scent into it. So it's kind of like a coconut washing up at the beach or something. Soft amber, it is, yeah, there is a bit of earthy sweetness there that I guess you could ascribe to the amber. So it's actually a pretty decent description. Copper, I'm not sure whether with the name Copper Coconut, what the copper really means. I don't really know. But it is a decent candle. I mean, I enjoyed it. Had a decent throw. I didn't have any problems with the wicks or any problems, with the performance. It burnt fine and clean. I never trimmed the wicks. I don't normally trim the wicks on Bath & Body Works candles. I had no problem with it. It was good. Moving right along, as you can see now, we're kind of moving not truly fall, but more fall-ish or away from the beach-ish kind of scents. Uh, I had been really waiting to try this one, Black Tea Rose. For whatever reason, our store here in Honolulu took forever and a day to ever get this candle in. It never came out when the line came out. And it was much later that they finally got some, and I got it on a sale. English tea leaves, fragrant rose petals, and aromatic cedar. And that actually, I think, is a pretty good description of it. It's an English black tea scent, most of all. And then you do get a little bit of like cedar wood sort of scent in it, and a little bit of I guess it's rose. I mean, it's a it's a very light amount of floral, just a very little bit of floral. So tea, a little bit of floral, and kind of a smokiness to it, cedar, aromatic cedar. A nice candle, nice throw. This is pretty strong, like maybe a 7. Performed well. Didn't have any burn issues. Never had to take any wax out of it or whatever. So yeah, I was pretty happy with this one. I would get this again. Although it's kind of boring. I mean, this is just the traditional line they have all the time, but it's like, it's so yawnable. I don't know. Then we move to this is another Bath and Body Works one I got on a semi-annual sale or some sale. I know I got this really cheap anyway. Berry Pumpkin Strudel. This is in a cute, I think this is last year they had this. This is last year's packaging for some of their Halloween time scents. This was kind of a nice candle too, although I think somewhat different than what they're describing. They say sweet blueberry, baked apple, blackberry, pumpkin spice, and puff pastry. I'm not sure that even would be good if it actually smelled like all those things. I don't know. But as far as pumpkin, I mean, I don't know what is pumpkin or pumpkin spice in this thing other than like in your head wanting it to be. There's nothing pumpkin-y here at all in this candle that I can tell. But it's definitely like a berry, I don't want to say strudel isn't really the right word, because it's not a bakery scent to me either. But I definitely get the berries, like the blueberry, sort of generic blueberry, blackberry, and apple. I would say there is like an apple in here too. So it's, I would say a better name might have been like berry apple compote, because that's what it is. And it was a nice candle, quite strong, also like a 7 or an 8, pretty strong. I have to say I did have performance issues with this candle. It did have puny wicks several times, and 2 or 3 times I had to pour wax out of it, and it never really fully corrected itself. It always was a bit puny wicked. And the result, of course, is when it gets that puny wick way, the throw at that time period becomes really not that great, because it's just not putting out that much. So when it got that way, the throw wasn't really great. But during the times when it wasn't, it had a really good throw and a good scent. But, you know, buyers beware. There's no pumpkin in this that I can tell of any way, shape, or form. Definitely sugar, apple, and mixed berries. That's what you get. The other candle here, I was really looking forward to trying this one so much. I got this for sale for $6 at TJ Maxx on a clearance, and I got 2 of them, and I burnt one earlier. They're these woodwick ones in this kind of pretty container. The one I had previously was, I can't remember, espresso macaroon or coffee macaroon, something like that, and it was amazing. This one, Lavender Macaroon by Woodwick, amazing. Really an amazing candle, super strong, like a 9 or a 10. I mean, this was really strong candle, and a nice scent. I mean, definitely like a macaroon scent, like a crystallized sugar scent, a bit of a bakery, crispy bakery scent. I mean, it was nice. Nice candle. And the lavender, definitely like your sweet edible lavender kind of scent, but definitely lavender. What I will say, it was really weird about, and it did make the little woodwicking sounds maybe about half of the time. You could hear it, and then maybe the other half of the time you couldn't. I trimmed the wicks like crazy on this thing. Every time I burn it, I was trimming the wicks on it because the flames would start getting really high, and I'd trim the wicks and it would even out. You can see they're really high even here. And I burnt this as far as I was going to burn it, and then I had just put it on the melter for a while and let the rest of the scent go that way. The weird thing about this, I don't know if any of you have had this kind of an experience. I didn't have it with the last one I had like this. Didn't have this experience at all. But with this one, it kind of like splattered wax all over the place. Like I didn't even notice it the first couple times I burned it. And I had it up on my, this thing up here. And I noticed like on the surface of like, what is this? And like, it was little tiny, little microscopic tiny pieces of wax. It was actually sputtering it out. It didn't really mess anything up. I mean, I just wiped it up, whatever, it was okay. But that was like really weird. It was actually like sputtering little bits of wax all over the place. I mean, having said that, I would absolutely get more of these again. If I see them on sale for $6, I am definitely getting more of whatever scent. If it's remotely good, I'll get it. That's all of what I finished. Well, I'm finishing something right now. In fact, let me show you what I'm finishing. If I can switch this around, which I believe I can while I'm doing this live. Let me see. Up on my cabinet here. Yes. I am finishing up today Harvest Pear from Bath & Body Works. This one is baked pear, sweet cinnamon sugar, crumble, and lush buttercream. And that also, I would say, is a very good description of this. It is very pear, definitely, as opposed to apple or berry or whatever. It's definitely pear. There's definitely like a crystallized sugar scent in here, and there is most definitely a very strong buttercream, very strong buttercream element to this. It's a beautiful candle. I really, really love it. The only thing I would say is that it's not very strong, and it didn't perform in this room so well. In the bathroom, where I burnt it most of the time, you could smell it totally in the bathroom, but out in this room, it just seemed to get kind of lost. It didn't have as much of a throw. Say hello to my fish, Patches. Hello. And this over here right now I just have going, this is kind of a Frankenstein mix of like waxes I've poured out of something. Oh, by the way, this has had tiny wicks, and I have poured wax out once. I did. It seems to corrected itself after that, but I did one time pour some wax out. So this has like a combination of things in it going right now. Okay, I think that's it. So that's what I burnt in the month of September. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and subscribe if you want to see more, and let me know if you've had any of these candles or what your experiences have been with them. Okay, so we'll see you shortly.